Hi there, I'm Evan.
And I'm Mark. On this week's episode, Evan drops a lot of this is what you need to do if you want to get more stuff done.
It's intense and it's focused and you need to listen.
I was having such a bad day yesterday. And then when I got that note from you with a screenshot that's like, oh, good. Hey, those settings that you suggested, Mark, for our podcast that we've been doing for years now, not only did they not work, they made everything worse. And I was just like, oh, man.
You're fine. Yesterday was great.
I turned it around. Didn't eat dinner. Was going to fast the whole day. At 10 o'clock, I ended up sitting down and eating dinner. But 7:30, just left the house, went for a walk with the dog, came back, and I was like, you know what? The day's not over, man. So that's why I was just working away on stuff. And
how's the framework working for you?
The framework, the button. So it's interesting because I realized yesterday I wanted to pull it out and I was having a down day. It doesn't help with down days. It helps with when I'm feeling like super ambitious, but then go, oh no, we can't do that. But wait, we can do it. When you're having a down day and you're frustrated and you're whatever, just, you're doing work I don't know, yesterday I was like, I just felt the stress start to kick in at like 10 a.m., felt the knot working away. It feels like so uncomfortable, like you want to jump out of your skin and you're just trying to focus on things and you're overwhelmed and all this stuff. And so, which is just stress and anxiety. I tried to turn to it and I was like, oh, this isn't going to help me right now. That's when I need to go for the run or get the punching bag or, do all those other coping methods. Mm-hmm. But I didn't do any of that stuff. So anyway.
Why? You just said you went for a walk and then you felt better and you got to work.
Yeah, it was at 7:30 at night. There was a big difference between 10 a.m. when I could feel it, the anxiety really start to build. And then I would say it between 3 and 6 p.m. when I was just like a tyrant. I was yelling a lot. I was angry a lot. I was short with the kids. I didn't sit with them at dinner. I went upstairs to my room and I took a full hour. I went up at 5:30 after making dinner for the kids, or maybe it was 6:30. From 6:30 to 7:30. I just went up to my room, caught up on some IG. Why not go
for a walk earlier?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, great. We'll do that next time.
Sure. Anyway, the reason I'm sharing some of this stuff or all of this stuff.
No, but when you're down, you say that the framework doesn't work. Okay, so what does work? Well, go for a walk. Will that work?
It was funny because Jack and I, we go for a walk every day now at 4:00. Yesterday it was like 4:45 when we went for the walk. And after talking to her, I was like, I felt better. But then when I came home, it was just all still there. I just wasn't proud of myself. I just wasn't happy with the day. I wasn't happy with the output. I wasn't happy with, the stuff I was working with you on yesterday. We were working on Brandlytics. It wasn't your stuff and my stuff. It was the complexity of taking your feedback, my changes, QA Tyler's work, taking Steve's changes, and then going back and realizing, oh, not everything has been done. And I had to take 5 data sources and make sense of everything and how and make it all make sense for Tyler. That's work that is just like, I don't know. I don't know why the things that I'm good at are also the things that scare just me. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, that thing's not even a big deal. You're fine.
It was like 3 hours of it wasn't like the work had to be done. The work's really important. I was excited about the outcome, but the work itself was just like really amping me up. It was really stressing me out, making sure that I did a good job, that I got everything, that it all made sense, that it all worked, that I lived up to expectations. Like that's all the stuff that goes into.
Well, what's great is that it's already live. You know?
I know. He implemented the changes. I went on there this morning and I was like, bam, look at that. I love it.
No, but even before you made the changes, it was live. We were live without any place to sign up. Tyler just threw something up that was live with okay language and whatever. Like he doesn't even know what we're selling. And he put something up. the button didn't work to join, so people couldn't join. This is coming soon. Then the button worked. Then Mark has a version. Then I look at it. I mean, I'm on one hand like, so, can we push this live? Like, can we have a final version already? I thought we were close to it. Realizing, wow, we're not even close.
Did you see the 4 pages of bullet point comments that I sent? Did you even look at that or see it?
Of course not.
4 pages of bullet point comments QAing. So your changes, my changes, Steve's changes, and then QAing Tyler's work. It was just like, I think there was 95 points or something that had to be corrected.
That's all. That's minor. Most of that's nothing.
A lot. No. It's each step is minor to implement.
Yeah.
But it all had to be collected. It all had to be analyzed so that way your stuff wasn't contradicting my stuff. It all had to make sense, and then it all had to be put in a linear way that
you're fine. Stop making it bigger than it is. It's fine. Anyway, so one hand, I mean, I'm not entertaining this. You're fine. It was not a big deal. You're good at this. This is what you do.
That's why I said how can the very thing that I'm good at how is it that the very thing that I'm good at is the thing that scares me and makes me completely uncomfortable? Why is that?
That's normal.
That's everybody.
Yes, you always want it to be the best. You want to be better than the last. You want to help your friend. Your name's attached to it.
Yeah.
If you don't
extreme ownership, I'm working through extreme ownership right now as well. And so now it's like, this has to sing.
If you don't do well at it, and this is the thing you're good at, and it sucks, who are you?
Well, that's fixed mindset right there. Yes.
There's nothing left.
Yes. That stresses me out. That's fixed mindset right there. You've hit it. You've hit it, man.
Great. So anyway, on the one hand, it's like, wow, I was actually on the one hand shocked that it wasn't done. Like, why are we still not? Like when I'm sending you like, where's the Grant Cardone testimony? Like, oh, there's whole sections that haven't even been added in there. Like, wow. On the one hand, it's like, really? How far in are we this? We still don't have this thing done. I thought I want to move on to affiliate stuff on the next stuff.
Well, it launched.
Have that done?
This version of the page launched last Thursday, and then you and I were talking yesterday, which was Wednesday. So, I don't know what Tyler was working on. I asked him to break it up into 2 sprints so we could get at least something up. Because if we waited for the whole page, we would not have had it up for last Thursday. When you're talking to Tony Robbins, when you're starting to talk about all of these things. So
anyway, Thursday to Thursday just feels so slow. But anyway, on the other hand, I'm like at the same time pumped. Like, yeah, we're it's up and we're selling it and we're showing it. And there's whole chunks that don't even exist yet for the page. It's like this is very anti-Drager and it's good.
It's the way that I want to work now, man. Like.
It's better.
It's the way I want to work, right? Like Tyler's like, oh, I can't launch that because I don't have all the videos. I was like, no, launch the videos. Just leave a black hole. Like, just leave an empty white space, and we'll drop the video in there later, right? Like, you don't need placeholders. Let's go.
What are we doing here?
Yeah,
I like it. All right. Well, that's a positive.
Yeah,
still taking too long, but anyway, it's fine. Got to move on the affiliate stuff too.
And then I wanted to move on to the next stuff, and you were like, hold on, let's get the affiliate stuff down before we move on to the email sequence and all of these other things where, again, the other day I was like brainstorming, like Evan wants to go. Okay, how can we hustle? How can we go?
Well, landing page, we got to finish that before email sequence.
I don't know how much you want to entertain this topic or not, but you and I both got a comment from one of our listeners through... gosh, oh my goodness, I have such a bad memory these days. I think it's YouTube. I'm going to take the time to look it up, but I can tell you, I know exactly what the comment was.
Wow.
And, it was the idea that, we have these big swings. Even sometimes during a day. And we talked about this a few months ago. So my suggestion was like, hey, September, October, November, I was facing this. We talked about it on the podcast a lot. I'd suggested, going back and listening to some of it, but I just wanted, I guess, to say, it seems like this is where we've landed, and what we focus on a lot is how I'm feeling and the struggles I'm facing.
But what was the comment? We have big swings, and then what?
The comment was, it's like is we talk about up days and down days, but what about when you go from a rock star at 10 a.m. to feeling like garbage at noon, to being like, wait a minute, at 1 p.m. to being like, this is hopeless by 5 p.m. And those swings, our listener felt like really, really isolated and alone.
So there's like question, like what to do?
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Like what to do, how to get through it and all of those things. And so I suggested going back and maybe listening to some of the stuff, because I know I face it a lot, but I wanted to turn the tables a little bit and ask you. I don't think this is a question that we've addressed on, I can't recall answering this on any of our IGs. We've talked about nighttime routines. We've talked about morning routines. We've talked about these things, but when you find yourself, I don't think you go through these swings during the day, do you? Do you tend to like have these big swings over the course of a day? Or is the way that you feel for a day more or less like you can wake up one way, you can turn it away by midday, and by the time you go to bed, it might feel slightly different? Or are there like 6, 7, 8, 10 different feelings and swings through the day as you're kind of all over the place?
I'm mostly too busy and focused to worry about that. You know, like if my last, so I mean, we're recording this on a Thursday. If my all day I'm doing interviews and I had movie makers this morning, which was so much fun. And then I'm doing a weekly live in my readers group. And then I had podcasts, and after this I have 2 more podcasts and then my live stream tonight. And if my readers group stunk, I don't know, I got to do this podcast, you know? I mean, just we're moving forward. I think the problem is there's too much free time. If you're sitting there with a lot of free time and it's not going how you want, and you're your only accountability system, then that's when things can start to get messy. I look at Alex, who
you allowed so this is kind of a high achiever dilemma that I've heard other people talk about, but I know it's true, which is a lot of times high achievers will use productivity, work output, and what's next. So that way they don't have to stop. They don't have to sit with their feelings. They don't have to sit with who they are or what they've done or any of those things. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying that a lot of high achievers use all of these things to stay so busy that they don't have to feel the feelings they're feeling or the doubt or any of those other things.
But a lot of non-achievers just sit in the past
and do nothing.
Do zero and just regret that they didn't go to school 5 years ago like they thought they should have. I mean, that's not productive. Reminiscing or just dreaming is the other part. Like those are still non-achievers too. What the world could be and where things could go and how exciting it is. Nothing happens until you do something.
Are you suggesting those two things because I fall into them or no?
No, just as the counterpoint to what you're saying.
Okay.
Like, sure, there are some times when you have to sit with things. Self-reflection is fantastic. One of the 2 books that I wrote with publishers is about basically self-awareness and reflection. It's important, but it's still 595, right? 5% planning, 95% doing. You got to do. And most of the time, if you look at when the depression hits or when the lows come, you're not doing anything. You know, you got lots of time to just sit there and think about how crappy you are and how terrible that website is and how that video is underperforming and it's just not going to look good, instead of actually spending your time doing something. Like, that's not great. Like, most of the self-reflection time that we spend is not actually healthy self-reflection. Sit with it. It's mostly beat ourselves up about how crappy we are under the guise of self-reflection and sit with the emotion. No, you're sitting there punching your face in. That's not healthy, sitting with the emotion.
Right. And so, I mean, the simple, we have answered this question before. Like, if you want to feel a certain way to get in a certain mood, music can help. I know you talk a lot about on IG about just clean something. Gets you thinking, gets you moving, makes you feel like you're accomplishing something, like you're driving forward, like you're building momentum. I now start to catch when I like, even yesterday, right? I started to catch like, oh, I'm giving myself some pretty negative self-talk right now. Like I just shouldn't say that, because I know it's not true, and I know it'll get better, and I know tomorrow will be a different day. And I know, like, I'm trying to get to the place myself where I realize that the highs are short-lived, but the lows are short-lived. And it's always going to recur no matter how hard I try to fend against it. It's just going to occur. And so one of my goals for 2021 is how to start to like the uncomfortable enough that you're willing to stay with the uncomfortable.
What does that mean? I don't. Uncomfortable is a lot of things.
Well, so for example, like I know that the next step for me is to start lifting heavier weights, right? I don't want everything to be about health all the time, but right now my main focuses are like family, work, health. So
Okay.
I know that the next things that I need to start doing is lifting, like starting to lift purposefully heavier weights in
Okay.
really uncomfortable things. I have tried weightlifting with a friend, and I've had personal trainers, I've had all these things, but I know that the thing that gets me is how uncomfortable it is. Like as you're doing an exercise, if you do enough reps, your brain starts to scream at you, like cold showers, right? Like perfect example, right? You step into the cold shower, your natural reaction is your body and your brain starts to shout at you and scream at you to stop doing what you're doing, that you don't like it, that it doesn't make sense. Stop. This year, I want to be able to be uncomfortable and say, that's okay, it doesn't matter. Or yesterday, feel the anxiety that I felt. I didn't hit a panic attack, but man, it was like uncomfortable. And I just kept saying like, just keep going, like just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. But it was like,
We do hard things.
It's physically uncomfortable. And so
Oh.
I know that some people are able to get to the other side where they start to like, they like that uncomfortable, right? They like that pain. They like that feeling. They know that it signifies push or hard or growth or these things. That's what I would like to learn. I don't know how to do or embrace or like, I don't know. That's what I want to get to this year.
It's the name of your other not as good podcast.
The We Do Hard Things podcast. Yes. It's
You've
just not
already done
enough
it.
all the time, man, for me.
When you're running, we went through this. Go back 12 episodes. You're running on the treadmill. You think you can't make it. You're trying to convince yourself, I used to be able to make this, so I can do this again. And then your brain says, BS, you suck. This isn't going to happen. And then you just said, I do difficult things. And then you did it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. I do difficult things. I do hard things.
I just need more believe, man.
No,
what are the simple steps I can do to believe in myself more? Because, I'm building confidence, on my podcast. That's apparently not as good as this one.
I mean,
I was speaking with Jeff Fenster, I think his last name. I was speaking with Jeff, and he was talking about how he built all of his confidence through micro goals. Like today I'm going to do this. Did I do it or didn't I do it? Great. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. So I feel like I'm at the point now where I want to learn how to embrace these painful things, like these physically painful or difficult, challenging things, because that's what's next for me on some areas. Two, how I can build rules. Tom Bilyeu talks about rules. My problem is I don't like following rules. So like I feel like I need to establish like, Mark, no matter what, you're going to get up at this time. No matter what, you're going to stop eating at this time. No matter what, you're going to always do this every day. No matter what, you do that every day. But I never follow these rules that I established for myself. So this is kind of, I feel like what's next for me.
Well, the time to break the rules is not when you're feeling weak. That's when you want to break the rules. Typically, it's like usually not from a place of strength.
Yeah.
So that's when you stick to. That's when you need the rules the most. That's when you stop thinking and you follow the rules.
I guess so.
Alex has been posting his weight. Alex from TDS is posting his weight every day.
I saw that he was a little bit heavier.
Yeah, and he's upset. I don't know how much he shared or wants to share. It doesn't matter anyway. He's gained weight, not happy with himself, not happy with how he looks. And it's like, Alex, like a week ago, what did he say? Thursday. So a week and a half ago, said, Alex, you've already done this. This is not anything that you don't know how to do. It's not like you need some new strategy. You've already done all this. What do you need to do? What did you do to lose all the weight before? I had 1750 calories. Okay,
great. Go back to 1750.
Yeah,
this is the conversation I just had with my wife the other day.
So put it to 1750 and go. Great. Mm-hmm. So he's posting a daily weight. I meet him on Monday this week. It's basically the same. Like, dude, what happened? Where's the 1750? Like,
he didn't follow it.
Like, oh, I was trying to do fasting. I thought if I did fasting, and then like, dude, what are you talking about? We already talked about this. Stop overthinking it. You have a plan.
This has to be your next book, man, or whatever you do. And the reason I say that is because it's the same thing you keep saying to me, right? It's like I go like, well, what else could I do, or what should I try? And you're like, talked about this, Mark, 3 times, right? Like
You have the plan.
You have a plan. Did you forget the plan? And I was like, I think I forgot the plan. Like I think I had the best of intentions when I said I wanted to do this and I was going to do it. And then I think I just
do the plan.
Maybe it's an ADHD thing. I don't know.
This isn't even, but ADHD, you actually thrive under rules. You need the rules. You thrive under structure. Okay. Alex thrives under structure. It's when he forgets the structure or thinks he can go off course that then everything falls apart, especially when you're feeling weak.
Down on yourself.
Yeah. Then he's like, you're going to break the structure. I don't need this. And then the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
Structures. Alex would crush in the military.
Right.
Alex needs somebody on him with strict rules and harsh consequences and a drill sergeant yelling in his face.
And then he would perform.
Yeah, he would perform super well. But
this is the idea I had. This is the idea I had last week, where I said that I need like a personal trainer type person to follow me around and yell at me.
Yeah, but you won't listen to them. Like, that's not entrepreneurship.
No, I know.
So you can't do that. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be able to be your own drill sergeant. People can inject it into you, and you can get videos and all that stuff, but you still have to do it. Go be an employee if you want to be yelled at all the time and have to, right? But ADD, ADHD thrives with structure. You need structure. You need to set your calendar. You got to stick to the calendar. You'll want to deviate a lot, and then you stick to the calendar. Like, that's how you start accomplishing your goals, because you can't trust your judgment. So this Monday was okay.
Hold on. This is a really important point. I don't want to go over that too much. You build a structure and you follow the rules because you proactively know that in the moment when you need it the most, you're going to break the rules. That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. And you convince yourself that it doesn't matter and whatever, who cares? Oh, here's another idea. No, not especially when you're low. You don't change anything when you're low. It's designed to save you when you're low. That's when the rules you need the most. So you're not allowed to make a change to your schedule when you're feeling low. So now this Monday, Alex sets it's like, Alex, we talked about this. Like, I don't want to talk about this again next week. Put it to 1750, stick to 1750, and that's it. We've already done this. We're just trying to get back to who you used to be, not even who you want to become. Like, we're not even on that path yet. Just get back to who you used to be. And so then on, what day is today? Wednesday. So on like Tuesday night, or maybe it was last night, I don't remember. It doesn't matter. He posts, guys, it was yesterday. He posts, I've decided I'm only going to check my weight once a week because I feel self-conscious about it and posting every day. And I think more self-care, I'm going to post once a week instead of every day.
That's what he did last time to lose weight.
No, it's like, no, Alex, no. You're not doing that. Like, but this is why your brain lets you down. He's saying this is a self-care thing. It's not. This is not a self-care thing. But this is you letting yourself off the hook. It's not. This is not self-care. You convince yourself that this is self-care because what happened that day? Probably his weight either went up or stayed the same. He didn't lose weight, right? That had to be what happened. I mean, you don't see the start. I'm going to do this weekly now, right? Why? Why would he make that decision? Because he's embarrassed that he didn't lose weight, and now he just wants to throw the whole plan away. And then what's going to happen is tomorrow he's going to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not going to check my weight till Saturday, so I can cheat on this, and I can make it back up. Like if I like eat this, and then I fast for the 2 days, right? That's how his head's going to work. Because now he's changed the goal to be weekly. Like, no, Alex, don't fool yourself that this is a self-care thing. You're fine. Stick to it daily. You need the accountability. You just didn't have a good day. And then he says, I'm going back to daily. He posts and it was flat. Like he did the 1750. He didn't lose any weight.
But he's only 1 day in. So.
Well, it was the second day or something. But okay. Like it's just the wrong, his brain, our brains will tell us to do the wrong thing.
Can I share with you a new hack that I just came up with yesterday that I love?
You what?
A new hack that I came up with yesterday that I love?
Oh, maybe. What do you got?
Okay. So I have struggled for the last few months. I fast like crazy. I don't mind fasting. As long as I'm not doing something, I can keep not doing something. But just a tiny bit of something, I really struggle. Like the Doritos, if I never open a bag of Doritos, it's never going to hurt me. My son holds some Doritos in front of me, not going to hurt me. If I had half a bag or if I had a few chips, it would be very, like it's at that point now I'm like, oh, it's really hard to stop. And I know that you tell this story about one day, I was like, oh, we don't have to throw the whole day away, but most likely that one break leads to a binge, leads to feeling bad and beating myself up and all this stuff. So I don't eat until 6 p.m. Like that's one of those rules where, the other day I was like looking at the clock and I was like, oh, I'm really hungry. It's 5:40. Well, I don't eat till 6. So it's just a rule, right? I don't eat till 6. But I was eating at 6, and then at like 9, 10 o'clock, like another rule I had is like I don't eat after 9. But at like 9 o'clock, it's like that's kind of my second meal now. I've fasted until 6 p.m. 9 o'clock, I have a second meal. It was really like I was really, really hungry. But then I'd wake up the next day overeating, feeling terrible. So yesterday I just didn't eat until 9 p.m. And I just moved my dinner to when I would normally have like this snack. And then I was full from dinner. And then I just went to bed. So that's my little hack. If anyone's trying to extend their, not eat too much, it's just, who says you have to eat dinner at dinner time? You can eat dinner anytime you want. And then I've eliminated a whole second meal or a whole snack or whatever, just by moving my healthy stuff to where I would normally eat my non-healthy stuff.
Yeah. And most of the time you don't need a hack. Like most of the time you just need to do the thing.
But wasn't that a good hack or no?
I mean, it took us off track. Like do the thing, just do the thing. Just do the thing. Yes, you're looking for the hack. And yes, you're always looking to do the thing smarter, but people use the hack and do the thing smarter as an excuse for not doing. This is going to be the thing that saves me. You know what's wrong with my productivity? I'm not using the right app. I'm just not using the right app.
Well, for me, my carpet was dirty earlier in the week, so I had to vacuum it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a problem, of course, right? If I use Shmomo productivity app, that's gonna be the thing that will save me. Shmomo,
I worked out this morning and I've been in back-to-back, so I haven't taken my running shoes off yet. So that's probably
Shmomo app. That's going to be the thing that saves me. It's the Shmomo app, guys.
Shmomo.
Everything else, it's not me.
Shmomo.com. Hold on.
It's not me.
Should we buy this, guys?
It's not my lack of planning. It's the Shmomo app. That's the thing that's going to save me. That's the problem. Like you have a plan, stick to the plan. And that's where ADHD, ADD is hard because you're always seeking the new and you don't like sticking to the usual, but you need the schedule and the routine. That's the discipline you have to put in on yourself. Alex has a goal for doing outreach for TDS. We're doing online classes. Come to a free workshop. And then we have a membership on top of it, right? So you like the free, you sign up for the membership. And he's doing Instagram DM videos to message, to figure out what the message is going to be. We turn those into ads, landing page copy, etc. Great. He looks at the Tony Robbins thing. Tony Robbins did his free 4 days, 5 days, 1 hour. And he messages me. He's like, oh, Tony's got this. Like when you sign up for the free class, they upsell you on the spot to do something else. I think we should do this. Like, Alex, no, like I don't need you don't need new ideas. You don't need new ideas that you can't execute. Is it a good idea? Yes. For now, no. Like, stop thinking of new ideas. It doesn't serve you right now. You have a plan, stick to the plan. That's it. DM 100 people a day with videos. 100 people a day with videos. That's the plan. That's all you're allowed to do. Go.
Same conversation you and I had last night when you were doing the dishes.
Yeah, I mean, last night, like 10 o'clock at night, Mark messages me about some positioning statement change that he wants to make for his company. I'm like, okay, I don't really like it. The second
That's what I was asking you, whether you liked it, whether it made sense.
The second one was better, but I don't even want to. Why are we even having this conversation? Like, this is not the problem in your business. It's just not. Like, it's the wrong thing to ask. You want to talk about something that's going to actually move the business forward? Awesome. This is the wrong focus. It's the stuff that you like. It's the fun stuff. Ooh, what could be? Instead of go talk to more customers. That's what matters. The positioning, the one sentence under it is not going to be the thing that moves your business forward right now. He's looking for the new and the shiny. And what will save you is the schedule. Because without the schedule, you fall into your own comfort zone. And for different people, it's different things. You're going to fall into your own comfort zone, which means you won't do the work that's required. And there's nobody else pushing to say, stop. What are you doing, Drager? There's nobody watching you to say, this is a giant waste of time. Go focus here.
Well, I told you the reason I was working on it. I had a great sales call earlier in the day, kind of overtalked it a little bit more than I should have. And it was good. And he ended by saying, wow, this is the way that marketing should be. And I was like, exactly. This is the way marketing should be. This is the way that everybody wished marketing worked. Exactly. So I was like, well, that's a simple way to explain it.
And
why wouldn't I roll it? Like, why wouldn't I figure out the words and roll it? And so when I'm in the next meeting, I was like, listen, I was just talking to someone last week and they literally ended this meeting by saying, this is the way marketing should work. So
no, because
I'm gonna break out for you how marketing should work.
No, because the takeaway from that meeting is Mark should close his face more.
Yes. And ask more questions and dig into the deeper challenges. But
yeah, the takeaway from that meeting was Mark should stop talking so much and don't over talk the client. Because if
I already told you that was something I walked away. I was like, oh, yeah.
No, but that's the big walk away. Not that at the end they said, oh, like the next meeting they can come away and say, Mark, you're really a genius.
Perfect. You know big quote. Mark is a genius. This is the way marketing should work.
We should change our position again.
Yeah, we should.
We're geniuses.
Social proof.
All that matters right now for Mark is closing more sales with certain kinds of clients and letting them talk. Like the problem, why you overspoke them is because you haven't done this in enough time recently. You're dusting off the skates and getting back on the ice. That's been the problem the whole time.
Actually, I think so. If we want to get into some sales stuff here, I actually think the main problem is, so I used to sell based on need. And when someone gives me a challenge and I know that we can overcome that challenge, we have a lot of freedom to how we do that. We've now narrowed what we do we've gone super, super niche. And so the reason why I tend to talk a lot in meetings is because I'm trying to explain to people what we have to offer and how it fits, and then discover whether it'll fit with their needs or not. If all I did was spend time on their challenges, I know that I could help them, but it's going to end up leading to solutions and tools that we don't sell anymore or don't want to overtake, or it's too custom or it's too difficult. So what I'm trying to do is try to figure out how to have people come to me with the need that they know, and then direct them to discover to how our system works, and then see if there's a fit or not. And I haven't gotten great at that yet.
I want to delete the last 84 seconds of my life.
Why?
Because that's not it at all. How you used to sell is exactly how you need to sell, and just point them to the things you can help them with. Period. That's it. You're great at that. You're great at problem solving. You don't need to be selling anything. You're talking way too much. All you have to do is listen to their problems and point them into a direction you can help with. Period. End of story. You get your clients, grow the business, take over the world, go. The whole, that was all giant overthinking mumbo jumbo that does not help you, just keeps you stuck in thinking land instead of just doing.
This is who I am right now.
Yeah, so. But that is not it. Like, you just got to get back to who you were in the sales meeting. You're great at helping people solve problems. That's the pitch. You're going to go in, you're going to say, what's my positioning statement?
But most problems we can no longer solve.
So you over talking and blah, blah, blah is not going to help you actually get the deal. If you can't solve their problem, you don't have a deal, period.
Right.
Great. So you have to understand the problem and see how you might be able to solve it with what you do. And if not, then we're not over talking and over sharing and just wasting each other's time.
But no, I understand that. But what I like to do,
no. Stop doing that. No.
But Harry Rosen, when he came to your house and we talked about Harry Rosen, he said he made an effort.
Stop using Harry Rosen as justification. You know how to do it. You listen to the problem. You solve the problem. Done. You're great at it. You're great at workshopping it. You're great at when you've got your dog on a bone, like this is where you need to go. You're confident in it. Your confidence inspires confidence in them doing it, and it's solving the problem that they're coming to you with. That's it. That's all you need to do. You already know how to do it. Just do it. And sell things that you can sell.
And then after you said that to me last night, I kept working and I focused on those things. And yeah.
Agree. But the 84 seconds that I want to delete from my life was none of that. It's all the circular mumbo jumbo means nothing, keeps Mark slow. Like, they have a problem. You're going to find out what the problem is. You don't need a positioning statement. You're going to help them workshop the problem. You're going to gear them towards a solution that you can help with if you can. And if you can't, you give them to somebody else. And then they hire you because they love you, because you just solved their problem. We can help you. This is the problem. This is our solution. We're great at it. You're going to be rock stars. Okay, Mark, how much? That's it. That's how it's going to go. You're great at that. That is natural for you. You're fantastic. Just do that. And don't worry about your positioning statement or I got dizzy just shaking my head so much, listening to everything you're saying. Stop thinking that way. It doesn't help you. This is what you need to do.
Thanks, Evan.
You're welcome. That's it.
Love you, man.
It's really that simple. Just do that. That may not work for other people, but that is, if you watch Mark dissect a problem, like again, people here see Mark as like this vulnerable, doesn't have anything figured out, like whatever guy. But when you see Mark dissect a problem in his element, it's pretty magical to watch. That's how you get the client.
Well, thank you.
They dissect them.
If they go back 2 weeks and actually work through the Brandlytics episode where we recorded it, you'll see about halfway through the episode, I get frustrated with you because I was like, just let me do this the way I need to do it. I need to use this time to get like, that's me more in client mode where it's like, I only have you for 40 minutes. I need to get your feedback. Can we go through this? So
here's the thing. Actually, that was good. I wanted to take control. Mark wanted to take control. I ceded control to Mark so he could do it, so it wasn't fighting. And it actually worked out better. I didn't have faith in Mark's process.
Wow. I was going to say, Joshua, can you pull that clip earlier where he says that it's genius and we could put that into our marketing? And now we have a clip where it's like, I didn't have faith in Mark's process.
Well, because a lot of times in almost everything else, the process sucks. But I forgot that, hey, in this, Mark's actually genius at this one thing. Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And so I should actually let him, I ceded control just out of frustration. Like, okay, whatever.
Because I pushed back so hard on you.
Yeah. Like I'll just rush him through it anyways. Like, oh, okay. No, actually we do need to stop here and go through some of these things. So it worked out better. If it was almost anything else, it's like, no, but that's a decent example. And a lot of people come without really, like, Mark will expose the holes in your thinking, in your strategy super quick. And most clients will come in without very clear guidelines or structure. And they realize, oh my God, we barely thought this thing through. You've done a lot more of this. And then he won't just leave you feeling bad. He'll actually give you a solution and then actually make you leave feeling more hopeful than when you first came in. That's all you need to do.
I know. I'm sorry.
But you convince yourself about all these other steps that have to happen that literally nobody cares about, and it's just wasting time.
I don't know why. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I guess it was, what's the 21st, my brother's birthday. Awesome. 2 days ago, I was like, it's already January 19th. I'm like, it's already January 19th. January's going to be on like this. And the things that I want to do and the things that I need to accomplish and things I need to drive forward, another month is going to go by. And it's going to be February, and it's going to be the end of Q1. And it's going to be summertime. Yay, summer, warm weather, but we're going to be back. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be stuck. And actually that thinking might have been why I had such a hard day yesterday, because I realized that we have grown a lot. We have accomplished a lot. And so I don't know. I don't know why I can't do for, like, everybody can, like, it's super hard to give yourself relationship advice, but you see it in someone else and you're like, wow, this is really clear. I don't know how to work through my own stuff the way that I would help someone else. And
so don't just stick with the plan. You got a plan, do the plan. Stop judging the plan. Stop telling yourself the plan won't work. You got a plan, do the plan.
Do the plan.
It'll work.
Perfect.
This is the plan.
Okay.
It's your plan. I'm guiding you for your plan. This is your plan. This is the plan that you need.
I love it.
So just do the plan.
Perfect.
Go get your 10 clients and then move to the next step. It's all you need. It's the same discussions before about having a landing page and whatever else you wanted to do. Just get Mark in the room. That's it. It's Mark in the room.
Perfect.
Mark will crush it in the room. Just like, I think even the less prepared you are, the better you're going to be.
Probably.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think because you're going to over prepare and then the over preparation leads to overthinking.
Yeah.
And then how is this whole meeting going to go? And what am I going to say? And then everything's judged. They say nothing, and then you lose the deal. Versus if you just walked in and not treated them like they're a nobody, but like, there's no pressure on this. Like, how can I help? What do you guys got going on? And you just let them share.
Yeah.
Say, oh, that's your problem? Oh, okay. Well, that's actually pretty easy to solve. You know what we do? Blah, 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 blah. They're taking notes and like freaking out. It's like, oh my God, this guy's the next Messiah. He's the Messiah of marketing. Ooh, positioning statement. then they want to hire you. Yeah.
Another quote from Evan Carmichael. So we're going to create this trailer.
Mark is the
like
messiah of
where it's just like quote, 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 music's like drumming, boom, 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 boom. And it's all going to just be quotes from Evan.
You don't need a website. You don't even need a website. Like you could sell this off of a Facebook page. The logo doesn't matter. Like none of it matters. Just Mark in the room matters. If Jeremy can do it, you can do it. None of it matters. Yep.
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 So what does this mean for this is for Mark now, but what does this mean for our audience then? So I know that the listeners are going through this, like, and that's the most remarkable thing about this is like whether you're just recently graduated or you're in, university, or you're just trying to start a company, or you've been running businesses like you and I have been running for a very long time. We're all kind of stuck doing these same things. And the reason I said this needs to maybe be your next book or this next area of focus is it seems for people who are action oriented, present, and determined. And that's how I would kind of describe you. You're action focused, you're determined, things are like clear cut. You're very good at this stuff. And so you're able to accomplish a lot very quickly. Others of us aren't wired that way. So us figuring out how to get more there, I was thinking about Goggins this morning because I was listening to him yesterday. And I was thinking, if you look at Jocko, or you look at Goggins, or you look at you, or you look at Dean, or you look at these Ed Milet, if you look at these people who have built and gone on to do really great things and are determined and focused on all these things, what we see is who they are now. But I think that you guys have been this way. You guys are naturally built to be more this way. And
but look at Goggins and how he was. Like that's all.
No, that was. But if you break out his story and everything, that guy was there. I'm just saying that he's a very different type of person.
He'd go be a fat slob again. Like everything you're saying is just fixed mindset. All of it. You're the kind of person, and I'm not.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm saying that I need to work. I need to work harder and learn certain strategies that work. So, for example, if I'm an empathetic people person who, empathetic people tend to go more into care roles, nursing, frontline workers, educators, teachers. I was talking about this with Jacqueline the other day. Right now teachers are really struggling to get online and do basic things that would come naturally to me or maybe to any engineer, because it's like, oh, just make through a process and blah, 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 blah. And yet, but these are people. And so they're struggling in this environment because they're built to help kids and connect and see the life. And they're not like linear, logical type people. So we're all these different types of people. What I'm saying is that I want to be more like you, or more action focused, or more determined, and where my starting point is behind you. And so getting me there, getting Alex there, getting if my neighbor who's a preschool teacher wanted to suddenly become a business maverick, it's just like getting us there to action, go, speed.
The easiest way is you make a plan and you stick to the plan, and you're not allowed to change the plan without, like, your benefit is to have guidance. Not everybody would be able to bounce ideas off of somebody else that they respect in the area that they're trying to get better at. But you've got a customized plan. You just got to do the plan, and you're not allowed to. So I told Alex too, like, you can't change. He has in his thing stuck to my diet in the past week. It's like, how are you giving yourself points for stuck to your diet when we said last week it's going to be 1750? Like, oh, because I was still doing keto. I was just, okay, changing your points, 1750 now. It's got to be 1750.
Right.
And you're not allowed to change it. Unless we talk, you can't change it, because he's going to make the wrong decision. Because in his moments of weakness, he's going to convince himself why he can't do it.
So how does someone who doesn't have you, like I have you, so Alex has you, people have you.
When you are feeling the best of you, You create your plan.
Maybe you follow my structure, right? Which is like, here's an awesome plan. Oh, but wait, I can't stick to 1750. Oh no, I can't stick to 1750 if I just do these things.
Maybe. I mean, that's a custom. Maybe for some people, you're great at tapping into double sides. Like why
devil's advocate is like
split personality or whatever. Like you're great at being able to, you could go there easy. So it makes sense for you to do it. That doesn't work for me. I give you something that works for you and other people like you, but I'm talking to myself all the time, just differently, not like that. Not like, this is great. Oh no, that sucks. You suck. And wait, no, I'm awesome. That doesn't.
Can I give a quick tip that I just thought of? So if you're the type of person, so like me, I've realized, especially over the last week, I've been thinking about it a lot. I've realized that I play devil's advocate far too much. Like Evan, if you say something, if you're like, the sky is green, I will take the other side, even if I believe the sky is green, just because I feel like the other side is underrepresented in this conversation. And so I find myself getting into discussions or arguments with people about things that I don't care about, only because I feel like the other side isn't represented and needs to be represented. And this devil, like I've lost friendships over this, unfortunately. But
the intent is what matters there. Like that's not the intent. The intent, what you just said was not true. You don't feel that the other side is underrepresented, and now your job is to represent that other side.
I find myself, yeah. I mean, I find so this friendship that I lost over, I can tell you the exact story of what had happened. Right?
I don't need to know the story.
Okay.
It's not, you didn't argue with your friend because you felt the other side was underrepresented, and it made you feel so passionate that this underrepresented side is not being heard that you're going to lose a friendship over it.
I didn't realize I was losing my friendship over taking the other side.
but that's not the reason. That's the problems. Like you've rationalized that this is why I do it. It's not why I do it at all.
Why do I do it then?
You just want to be significant.
And by taking the side opposite of the person who's saying something. Yeah,
you want to be smarter.
Like you've complained about this with me too, right? Like you give me feedback.
You want to be seen as smarter than other people.
Okay.
So it's another chance to do it. Agreeing with somebody doesn't make you smarter. Showing them why they're wrong and how this thing isn't being paid attention to. Like, oh yeah, okay, you're right, Mark. Like that, and then you get high off of that. Oh yeah.
I do like that.
And then you shrouded under this underrepresented side that I care so deeply and passionate about. It doesn't have a voice, and so I need to bring it forward.
I love this
at all. You don't even
I love what you're doing right now. What you're doing right now, it's like, oh yeah, you're right.
You just want to be seen as smarter than the other person, because that you want the accolade, not even putting them down. You just want the recognition to say, wow, Mark, that's really smart. You like that praise. And so it's easier to get that praise by showing them when they're wrong than to just agree with them. Oh. I don't need to know the story of your friend and it doesn't matter.
It was at your Starbucks too that it happened.
Whatever. I don't care. I don't even have a Starbucks. What?
Your Starbucks on Avalon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you create a plan when you're feeling great, and then your job is to stick to that plan, and you're not allowed to judge it when you're feeling down. Like the plan is the thing that will literally save you. It's your lifeline back to normalcy is your plan. You have to stick to the plan. Just stop thinking and do the plan. You have to get your brain will let you down. Mm-hmm. Your brain's going to find really smart reasons that you believe why you don't need to stick to the plan. Mm-hmm. You have to stick to the plan. It's shortcutting the brain. You said you're going to do it, you do it. No thinking. It's scary, difficult, or hard. You say it, shoot, I got to do it because I said it. Mm-hmm. Bo just signed a new deal, mid 5-figure deal. Good deal for him. Yeah. Bo does, talent booking for shows or for entrepreneurs who build their own podcasts and stuff. Good client for him. And the guy wrote back to say, this is the best 5 figures I've ever spent. Like screenshot. Bo sends it to me. He's like, I'm so happy. And these guys hit it off.
Should have made it 6 figures.
Maybe, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe we move there. Right? Like that's the ambition. But this is the best 5 figures I've ever spent. Now, it could be hyperbole. Obviously, he's done other things, but it just speaks of how much value he thinks he's getting. Now, he just signed the deal. It's not like we've been working together for 6 months. He just signed a deal. It's like, this is the best 5 figures I've ever spent. there's no landing page. Bo doesn't have no Instagram, no YouTube.
He has
nothing.
you, man. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. He has you.
But
he has you. He has you.
Great, but it's
You've
still
spent 12 years building a brand, building a name. I have you. Like it helps. It helps to have you.
Sure, but you've done. Not everybody can do this. This isn't a strategy necessary for everybody, but I think people overvalue. Nobody asks him for a landing page. Nobody asks him for a website. Nobody asks him. Nobody looks at his Instagram or his YouTube. Sure, he has me, but you have you. You have you have what's in your head. All you need to do is get in the door and talk to people. That's all Bo needs. Bo just needs to talk to people, and then his genius is gonna come out. He's gonna help them. He's gonna make them. Bo makes everybody love him. He's just one of those guys. It's like it's super hard not to like Bo.
Yeah, it almost feels. This is me being hyperbolic. So like I'm making a bigger statement than I really should be, but it almost feels like he's manipulating you. He's so good at connecting with you.
Like if you can't connect with Bo, there's something wrong with you, right? I mean, but he's just one of those guys, which is awesome. It's not me, but that's his superpower. So you just have to get him in the door. And nobody asks. Nobody has complained about, well, can I talk to your other customers?
Right.
Do you have referrals that I can talk to? Like nothing, never, ever. Now, people would be happy. I'm sure, Mark being a client would be happy to say Bo is awesome, but nobody asks.
Guess who's coming on my podcast next week? An actor who has had a role in my favorite TV show. I am so excited.
Did Bo book that for you?
He did.
Nice.
I'm so excited, man.
But that's the point. It's like Bo, and this is a brand new business, right? It's not that there's like years of history or anything in there. Sure, he's using my name, but I'm not doing the booking, and I don't have a agency or history of booking guests for people's shows. It's really just Bo showing up and working his magic and helping them solve the problem. Now, he's still just pitching what he could do. You could actually help start to solve the problem. Mm-hmm. You're going to start asking questions that drills down into their positioning and into their marketing, into their strategy. And they realize, oh my God, we haven't been thinking about these things ever before. Mm. And you're going to start to make actual progress. You're not going to get them a sale in the room, but you're going to help make actual progress. Where the best Bo can do is just understand who you're looking for, who are the types of people you want to have on. And he tries to undersell it. So it's not everybody expects to have Oprah show up on their show, the next week. Mm-hmm. So he just signed a 5-figure deal with the guy's like best 5 figures I ever spent with virtually nothing, but the thing that matters, him. The only reason for sharing that is I think you could do that plus. You just have to be in the room. And if somebody says, well, can I see your past clients or can I see, we're changing your life right here. Past clients, are you listening to what we're talking about? Like they're not even going to ask that because they're so engrossed in the magical journey you're taking them on. Like it could be dangerous because you could sell somebody on something that actually doesn't even serve them because you're so good at doing a thing when you're in a room. You could convince them to go all in on this strategy.
I could sell them on stuff that doesn't even exist if I wanted to.
And so you could sell them on stuff that doesn't even exist, and you're caught up with landing pages and positioning statements and over talking. Like this is the problem. Mark just needs to be in the room. He doesn't need a website.
Well, I've been working to simplify. How does this work?
No. Nobody asked that. They don't care. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't need to simplify any of that stuff. You need to solve their problem and then tell them what they need to do. Okay, I can help you. Your goal is to sell $5 million more B2B in online. Great. I can help you. We need to do this. We need $20,000 a month budget. We're going to spend half of it on Facebook, half of it on you. They're like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, Mark, that's what we need to do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to explain what you do. You just showed them what you do. Mm-hmm. Don't explain it. Show them. Right? Show, don't tell. Is that it? Don't explain it. Don't explain it. Don't explain it. Never explain again. Just show them. Just do it. Give them the magic. And they're going to want to, they're going to want more. It's like explaining a butter tart, It's too complicated.
You've done that. No, I saw you do that on a live stream before.
I did it today.
For Americans, it's like a pecan pie.
No, but like
shrunk down.
What you really need to do is just taste the butter tart, and then you want more. That's it. You don't explain anything. Stop explaining. Don't simplify. Don't explain. Just show them. Bring them in.
And work the plan, right? Make the plan, work the plan. That's what we need to call this episode. If you want to see last week's episode where Evan reminded me of how to work through this thing so I can get more done, click on the link right over there. I think you'd like it a lot. We'll see you there.
Hi there, I'm Evan.
Oh, he stole it from me. I'm Mark. On this week's podcast episode, Evan yells at me again.
I think he gets it this time, though. I think it's a breakthrough.